Hello and welcome back to Card Salad. That was
Thanks.
lost everything after that line. I was thinking about it, and I always say welcome back, but this is very likely most of your first time being here. Um,
Oh, the
we
long-standing viewers who watch all 7 of our videos.
hey, we're on day 12 actually, so there's at least 11 other videos. We are reviewing Monarch revealed cards, spoiler cards. We're on day 12, and we are diving mostly into Light Illusionist today. We kind of get to see this class unfold a bit more. We're going to go through and discuss the cards a little bit, give them a power rating, and then we will average out our 3 scores to give you the card salad rating. It's getting a little weird because we're nearing the end of the reveal season. So, and also, I think they have a holiday. They have a long weekend this weekend, so they don't update the card gallery over the weekends. And then Monday will be a holiday, so they're not going to update it till like Tuesday. So I had to pull all of the images from the various places they were revealed. So there's going to be a lot of different formats for these images here, but we'll just deal with it. So let's dive right in here on Ode to Wrath, 4 cost, rare light illusionist, instant aura. And I believe that the auras do not have other colors. I think they are all just whatever we see. So this is only yellow pitch.
Okay.
Whenever a source you control deals damage to an opposing hero, they lose 1 life. Illusionist attack action cards you control have go again. If an attack is destroyed, go again does not resolve. That's very important. And it has a new keyword, Spectra. Ode to Wrath can be attacked. When Ode to Wrath becomes the target of an attack, destroy it and close the combat chain. The attack does not resolve. Mitch, start us.
Very powerful. I feel like that's definitely something you're going to be popping in your deck. I really like it. Being able to uh, gain health off of it, um, being able to give all of your
Oh,
illusionist
did I
attacks.
say gain health?
Yeah.
I may have misread that.
Wait.
This deals an extra damage to the opposing hero.
Oh.
If you deal damage to them, they lose 1 extra life.
Oh. I might have also just misheard you. Um, so dealing an extra damage, also very good. I also like giving everything go again. That's very, very good. Um, Even the Spectra, the I guess you could say the negative part of this card is actually kind of good because if they're playing a card that has go again, it doesn't resolve, so that card does not get go again anymore. I think I think this is probably I don't know how many aura I can't remember how many auras we've actually gone over so far, but this feels like the most powerful aura
I think this
yet.
is the first aura that we're
Is this the first one? Okay. I
revealed.
can't remember what we've recorded and what we've just talked about, so
Yeah. Um, yeah. So also important to note, this is an instant.
mhm.
So like the generic auras we've seen so far, like what was that melody thing, Bill, that you were looking at recently?
Oh, yeah,
Oh, Enchanting Melody.
Yeah,
yeah, Enchanting
I
Melody.
believe that's an action with no go again, right?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Let me find one real quick.
So if that being the case, it's like clunky to put in play.
It has
Um,
go again.
oh, it has to go again. Okay, so that's a little better. But this is an instant, so you just pop this in like on your opponent's turn or on your turn, or
Mhm.
you know what's actually crazy is if you have your opponent go first, and let them take their turn, and you have your auras in hand, you can pitch and put your auras in play and then redraw because you're going second and you get to redraw your hand. That's a
Yeah.
potential
Oh,
line of
yeah.
play. You could throw your auras down to just get a big head start.
You'd realistically only be able to get one aura in play though, just because of how expensive they are.
True, they are all four, and you couldn't have a card in arsenal at that point.
Yeah, but you're
But
still getting
that's still very
an aura
good, I
down.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, good head start.
Plus, there's other instances that could be potentially used. I'm not really sure off the top of my head, but it seems
Hmm.
like a good line of play. So this card is your bread and butter card. I think this card is so important for Illusionists to have in play as much as possible. It gives your attack action cards go again, which most of them
Yeah.
don't,
Yeah.
and they are cheap attacks for tons of damage. Plus, every time you hit, they're going to lose an extra life. Just adds that much more pressure. And like you said, Spectra is really, it just like cancels a turn unless they have another way to gain action points.
Hmm.
Because go again
Or
does
if
not
they
resolve.
choose not to do anything to it, then their turn is still going, but then you still have the aura.
Uh-huh. Yeah, the aura, this thing is terrifying to see in play. I want to call it a 10, but you can only have 3 in the deck and they are easy to destroy.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it's a 9 as well. That's a good reason for why it can't be a 10 for
Yeah,
sure.
it's definitely a 9. Even for cost, like very, very nice.
All right.
All right, we got Merciful Retribution. Same thing, 4 cost, pitch 2, rare light illusionist, instant aura. Whenever an aura or attack action card you control is destroyed, deal 1 arcane damage to target hero. If it's a non-token light card, put it into your hero's soul.
Wow.
And it has
Okay.
Spectra. So this turns, so Phantasm, obviously your liability, but if this is in play and you're playing Phantasm cards and like they counter it and it gets destroyed, they take a damage anyway, and you get to put it in your soul because it's likely a light illusionist card. Plus any other light card that gets destroyed. If any other aura gets destroyed, same thing, deal a damage and put it in your soul. This is just also crazy. This kind of keeps tempo in the way that it puts a little ping on them, and so it's like slowly eating away at them, and also you getting to charge your soul for other attacks, when maybe a card normally wouldn't have entered your soul. So this is really good as well. I mean, there's
Yeah,
not much.
that's another 9. I mean, it's just pretty simple. It makes all your negatives a little bit less negative.
Yeah, and we may or may not have talked on camera before about being a little worried about all the negatives of like how easy it is to counter, but stuff like this is just filling. It's like we now have the tools to cover our weaknesses.
Hmm. I think it's a 9 as well.
Thought there was a. Oh, they're not in order. Yinty Yanti. Um, Clever name with a clever art. Obviously, yin and yang here. 0 cost, 3 attack, generic attack action. Blocks for 2. While Yinty Yanti is attacking and you control an aura, it has +1. While Yinty Yanti is defending and you control an aura, it has +1 defense. Um, so 0 for 4 is good. It does not naturally have go again, though, and the defense one sucks because a lot of your cards are going to block for 3 that are also just good cards. So I don't really feel rewarded for having an aura and this blocking for 3.
Yeah. Maybe if it
I
blocked for
think
4.
I think that this card's job is to be just a good enough filler card for any deck, as well as it's designed, I think, for draft.
Hmm.
Probably.
That's a decent enough draft card. I mean, I wouldn't be happy to pull a Yinty last, you know? Like, yeah, sure, I'll take that. I might use that. I don't think anybody's thinking, yeah, I'm 50% of the way through my deck. The next card I need is this card.
Yeah. Right.
You're running this.
You look at Illusionist, and even the limited cards we've seen so far, you're like, I don't think I make room for Yinty Yanti, even if I've got 3 auras down. Because you're like,
Yeah.
0 for 4 is good, but I'm doing like 2 for 8 or 3 for 9.
Yeah.
And while this
And
doesn't have Phantasm, if it had Go Again, I'd be like, this is a card I would include. But because
Yeah.
it does not have Go Again, I'm at like a 6 on it. Decent in draft if you can draft auras. Or
Mhm.
even 0 for 3. I don't know. But
It's just
yeah,
5. I give it 5.
I'm giving it a 5 as well.
Give it that 5-point tree.
gotta draw. I drew the tree backwards. I was gonna draw a tree. Herald of Ravages. 2 cost. Very bright all of a sudden. 2 cost for 7. Common light illusionist attack action. Blocks for 3. Like we were just saying, like you don't need a aura in play for it to block for 3. It's just really good and also blocks for 3. If Herald of Ravages hits, put it into your hero's soul and deal 1 arcane damage to target hero. It has Phantasm, of course. Bill, go.
This card is pretty good. I'm thinking we gave some good ratings to like the 2 for 8, the 8 for 2, right? With no effect. This has 2 upsides.
2 for
If it
8.
hits.
Right, you still deal 8 theoretically, and
Yeah.
you're still threatening 8, and you get to put it in your soul. So it's like in a way better than, I think it is just better than the 2 for 8.
Yeah. That's a pretty good card. That's it's gonna be pretty mean, I think.
Mhm. It's got a little bit of everything going on.
I think the having that put into soul on the card really brings it up a notch and gives it that versatility to start doing other things too.
Mhm. I'm curious to see for Illusionist if they'll have some stuff like they have for Shadow Broom Blade, where it's like if arcane damage was dealt this turn, it turns on some things for the card or
Yeah.
whatnot. Because like just popping that little bit of arcane damage, just good little bit of flavor there. But I wonder if that will actually have some impact for other cards as well.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the arcane damage is doing there because I can tell you right now we're only missing 1 light illusionist card and 1 regular illusionist card at this point. So I wouldn't count on that being a mechanic. I think it's just an extra damage that makes them think about how they want to deal with it. Like they could pitch and block it with Arcane Barrier or pop a Spell Void.
Hmm.
Um, I think it's just to make it awkward but still blockable rather than printing another card that says they would just lose 1 extra life if they get hit because they don't have a choice. Like I think it's slightly more counterplay than printing that effect. I think I'm assuming
Okay.
that's all it is. I'm
I think
at an
that's
8.
Yeah, I agree.
Go with an 8 for this as well.
You're getting good at 8s.
We've been doing a lot of them.
Well, that one was
That's just
bad.
an upright infinity.
Genesis.
Genesis. Pretty crazy
Neo
artwork going on there.
Genesis.
We got a
I don't think
4
we're talking about
cost.
artwork.
4 cost. Pitches for 2. Majestic. Light illusionist instant aura. At the start of your turn, you may put a card from your hand into your hero's soul. If it's an illusionist card, create a spectral token. If it's a light card, draw a card. And I would imagine if it's a light illusionist card, you would draw a card and create a spectral shield token. And it
Mhm.
has Spectra, so your opponent can target it.
I like that a lot.
This is a crazy card that your opponent does not want to let you have.
That card, yeah, that card guaranteed is just taking 1 attack away from your opponent every time,
Yeah.
100% of the time.
Yeah.
That's too much tempo to allow the light illusions to have, I think.
This is one you want to put in play at the end of your opponent's turn, just so you get it for at least 1 turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
If you can.
without Spectra, that card's like an 11, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, if you
That
could
card is
just
good.
permanently put this in play.
That's a good
Yeah,
card.
I mean, so think about what the value of a spectral token is in reference to Prism's hero power. You know, pay 2 and banish a card from your soul, and you create 1. So
Mhm.
this is just like you get to put a card into your hero's soul first of all, and then you would create a token, and then you're probably going to target almost all the time in a light illusionist card and get refilled. So like it didn't cost you anything. A card got into your soul. You created a token, and you replenished that card that you put in. You just cycled one. Like if you get that full effect, this card is a 10. But the Spectra, I mean, I think they balance Illusionist well, at least so far, because I can't really give any of these cards 10s when they have such a glaring weakness, but it is a 9.
Agreed.
That's really fizzy.
Oh yeah, look, we got Jelly Belly water.
Huh.
It tastes really good.
I need some. Bring me some.
We found it at Safeway.
It's like
Oh.
twice as expensive as all the other water, but
But it's
it's
really
pretty
good.
good.
All right, let's check this beast out. Okay, this one I really want us to figure out because I'm trying to understand if it's worth it or not. So 6 cost, pitches for 2, Majestic Light Illusionist Instant Aura, Prism Specialization.
Create a Susanoo.
Exactly. If Arclight Sentinel is in the arena when an opponent announces an attack, you become Naruto and you summon 1,000 Shadow Clones. And no, they must choose Arclight Sentinel as the target of the attack.
So I know you're questioning. I think this is a good card because you know what Prism wants to do. Prism wants to build a pillow fort and hide behind it.
Pillow fort.
It's
Okay,
what the strategy is calling to turtle and hide
but-
behind while you throw things out.
Here's my problem is that it costs 6. So you pay 2. Best case
Yeah.
scenario, you pay 2 blues and you put this in play. You now have 1 card in hand and maybe 1 card in arsenal. So what are you doing if you do mess up their turn by attacking this and ending their turn?
There's just got to be a reason it's balanced to 6.
That's what I like. There's got to be a way to reduce this, or cards that are so cheap that you can still. I mean, you could use this to block, right? And maybe you protect some tokens, and then the next turn, maybe you pitch another card, your last card, and attack with like a 8 or a 9 from your arsenal, and you didn't have to worry about whatever they had planned that turn.
I know the play with this.
Block, command, and conquer.
No, you play Frontline Scout. You look at their hand. You go, they got a lot going on here. I'm gonna pitch my 2 blues and I'm gonna play my Arclight Sentinel.
So you,
Very, very specific play there. But
so part of this is he has to be in the arena when they announce the attack. So he already has to exist before they announce their attack,
yeah, you're doing that on your turn. You're
or
gonna
at the
play
beginning
your
of their
front.
turn.
Yeah, well, you can't play a Frontline Scout at the beginning of their turn.
Well, of course not. You would have.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
You're taking your turn because you think that they've been building something up crazy because they've been turtling.
Like, say
You know, like
you go
I don't
second.
know.
On turn 1, you instant Genesis in at the end of their turn, redrop, then you drop an Arclight Sentinel. You're then getting 2 at least Genesis.
Oh yeah, I guess this would be really good if you had other auras already out.
Right. The auras could help fuel better plays with your very limited hand because you just spent 3 cards to put this in play.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or since a lot of your deck is actually going to be yellow at this point, you might be spending your whole hand.
Yeah.
I'm just struggling to. It's so expensive. It's very, very good, but I just don't know what you're doing on your turn yet. When you put the, it could stop a massive play that they have. It could buy you a turn if you're like close to dying. It's a majestic. It costs 6. There's got to be more to this.
Mm-hmm.
Also, good to note that Spectra closes the combat chain.
It does, yeah. So they don't get go again. So in a lot of cases, Spectra will end your opponent's turn unless they have instants or a way to get another action point.
And they aren't able to do anything else before either. So they couldn't even like try to get a couple little shots in with other cards.
Yeah,
Right, because
this
they
has
have
to be
to.
attacked.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, making your basically saying my opponent's next turn will be attacking, like their entire turn will be to attack this, is certainly strong.
A substitute. Lily's polka doll. Like,
It's just you ruin your turn as well because you just have nothing to. There's got to be a
mhm.
card that or a line of play where you're like, this one extra turn allows me to get an extra. I mean, you could get an extra 3 tokens in play if you pitch, you know, another blue, and then you use from your arsenal that one that creates 3 spectral shield tokens, or I don't know. Maybe I'm underestimating, blocking a turn and then just swinging a 3 for 9. Like that's all you really need to have a good turn,
Yeah.
and you made them skip a turn. Ah, I don't know.
I
I'm at
mean,
a
we've
sad
seen
loss.
plenty of times before in other card games where they put something out that is a high rarity, it's got a high cost and whatnot, and the outcome of the card is very eh.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have to be good because it's majestic and costs 6, but you would think that they balanced it. They put it in that slot because it has that kind of power. But
Yeah.
I'm almost feeling like it's overbalanced right now at 6 cost. But we'll see. I mean, we obviously haven't played any games with this class, and we still have more cards to go. So
I give it
I'm
an
gonna
8.
give. I'm going 7. 73. Nice.
precisely. Parable of Humility. 4 cost, pitch 2, rare light illusionist instant aura. Attack action cards controlled by an opposing hero have -1 attack while attacking and defending.
This is great.
Hmm.
This
This
is
helps
where,
Phantasm.
yes, and this being an instant is very impactful because during the attack and defense phase, you can throw this down and be like, no, actually, you have -1.
Yeah. And this card, I mean, I guess not this card, but the class for Illusionist, they did make some changes to the way that the defense phase goes. Justin saw it on the Flesh and Blood website.
Yeah, so previously, according to the rules, Phantasm would have activated as soon as your opponent announced a defense card and it was 6 or more attack, your card would be destroyed literally right there instantaneously. Now they've added a priority step there. So it's like a small window where you're able to play things like instants. So it doesn't go straight from their defense to attack reactions. It goes from their defense to player priority to attack reactions. So that in that moment you can play instants like this to change the attack values of their cards, and like Beam a Light will work the same way. Because they printed, just looking at Beam a Light and the way they had this flavor text on it that basically said you can save your Phantasm cards by playing this, but everyone was like, no, you can't. You literally can't. The way the rules were, so they changed the rules, and there will be more patch notes coming with the set. I think they're changing some other stuff too, or clarifying some rulings. But that's so far they've let us know that that's how that's going to
Give
be
us all
changing.
the errata.
That's on
So
the
that
30th.
makes
That goes into effect on the 30th, by the way.
yeah. So that makes this card that much better.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel
So
like.
Well, this, yeah.
they defend with exactly 6. You pop this into play, and then it's a 5, and they have to a defense react. Which how often can you defense react to add attack to your cards? Not very frequently. Art of War does it because it's an instant, and you
Yeah.
can give +1. But it's really hard to buff the attack on your cards while you're defending with them.
Hmm.
So this stuff like this is really potent. Um, Yeah, I mean, this is just another thing covering your major weaknesses, and it's
Yeah.
instantly playable.
I'm not
9.
liking how this is turning out.
You're not liking?
2 Pillow 40. I did not like. Get out of
This
here.
this is the man that won Twilight Imperium that way.
I wasn't pillow 40. I was just doing nothing.
It's,
You could have killed
I
me at
don't know.
any time. Anytime any one of you could have wiped me out. Especially James. He just
Yeah.
sweep in from behind and take everything. He's mad now.
Conspired with you. He gave it to you.
He did. He did.
Like, come
Yeah.
into my territory and take that. I was like, what? No, don't let him do that. Anyway, that's the last card, so we'll move on to the art score here.
Gonna be so many 10s again.
Oh yeah, dude.
All
Why
these
do those
auras-
walls have arms?
I love them.
I like how they're pointing. So I like this one here. It's very accusatory. Beautiful art.
9.5.
9.5.
Is it because of the hands?
No, the hands are great.
Oh.
There's not enough of them.
Oh.
10.
Oh, 10 for sure.
Oh, I don't even know.
10.
Is 10 enough for this thing? Jeez.
I think it was gorgeous. I saw that and I didn't even care what it said. It just looked good.
Okay, like again, please make this a playmat. Please make this a
Mhm.
poster. Make it everything. I make it cold foil.
Who is it? Sam Yang?
Sam
Ye-
Yang.
Yang?
Shop Sam.
Yeah, it's Andrew Yang's brother.
Wow.
It's a very good art, but it's
A little
I mean,
bright.
you can kind of see this galaxy coming out of like the clouds there.
Yeah. I think if the sunlight had been toned down just a little bit. I mean, but that's probably the point of it.
I think
To
I
be
agree.
just like super bright and blinding, but
I like the bottom half of the art much more than I like the top half of the art. It's a crazy art. It's just it is a little like bright and blown out up here.
Yeah.
But this galaxy part, if this galaxy part was a little more sprinkled in here, you can see it is there, but it's like so bright.
Give that a 9.
Yeah, I give it an 8.
I feel like that took more effort.
Yeah, well.
8.7.
8.7 something. Herald of Ravages. I love this. It's
That's a gorgeous art.
That,
Is that a
I
moon?
really like that one. I think that's the eclipse in the background there.
I put an 8.
That's a 10. Yeah, there's like
10.
other angels flying around, killing things. There's I don't know if that's. Oh, that must be like an evil angel, but I think that's the eclipse back there. I don't know if you can zoom in and see it better, but probably not
Zoom
high
in
enough
enhance.
res on the card itself.
You couldn't possibly tell what that is.
I want to say that's the eclipse.
Could be the portal of that Reaper that I'm sucking in
Could be too.
souls. Could be eclipse. It looks like she's the light angels are coming from that direction, though. I'm not sure.
Are they?
Well, it looks. That's what the way it's positioned. Everyone's
Yeah.
fighting facing this way, and it's behind them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Potentially
good.
crossover art. Yeah, it's very good. And yeah, this
Another
character,
playmat.
this is just great character design, and it's so crystal clear and just well drawn. It's really good.
And Ravages that's a good descriptor.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Jasada Suthi. Suti.
Man, hopefully be able to meet some of these people someday and get cards signed by them. Didn't even think about that till now.
That'd be
Oh
cool.
yeah, jeez.
Yinty.
I'm not sure. You guys say first, because I honestly don't know what I think of this.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of detail.
There is.
I love how the yin yang's working. He's kind of creating this little typhoon around him. I give it a 10.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much else he would really do with it. It makes sense why he's indoor. I was gonna say, like it'd be cool if he was like outside and there was a little bit more like going on around him, but it makes sense that he's inside doing what he's doing. I'm gonna give it a 9.
I'm gonna give it a 9 too. I'm just not. It's really good. I'm just not feeling something about it.
Bald.
9.3.
Yeah, I think that's it. He's bald.
There's no moon.
Yeah, there's no moon. Sorry.
All of these
Merciful
are
retribution.
just
10.
wonderful
Oh
arts.
Yeah.
I like this.
We
I don't
mess
even know what you
around
call
here.
that style. What was that game that's in this style?
Is it a Zelda
Cup
game?
of
Peppa Pig?
Chalice of.
Mount
I
your
don't know.
friends.
It's unimportant.
Oh, giraffe.
10. Yeah.
Another 10.
Like,
The same artist obviously did all three
so
of these.
nice.
Eleanor Pitiera.
Yeah.
Pitiera.
They
Yeah,
better be bringing her back for more. Like, wonder if she's on.
All right, that's the end of it. Cool. Nice and easy.
Beautiful.
Seems like Illusionist is pretty strong. Has lots of cards to cover her weaknesses. They are expensive though, so it's going to be a little challenge to figure out where to fit everything and how to use everything. And I'm not sure. It might be two archetypes. I think you're going like heavy on the defense and turtling, or doing big attacks. And it might be sprinkled in together, but I think you could flush it out either way. Because I mean, you have that you could go full on the tokens and defensive play, and then use that weapon to swing with your tokens. And then if you're doing that, you don't really have room to play all of your big Phantasm cards. So I think it's two different archetypes. I think you have the turtle, and then I think you have just like smack for giant damage, but it's risky Illusionist because of the Phantasm. So I think we're starting to see at least two paths for it, but we'll see. We still got more cards to go, especially more equipment to look at. Yeah, and that'll do it. We're gonna move on to day 13, which I believe is more light Illusionist. Check real quick.
Eleanor has an Instagram that's full of a lot of great art.
Nice. Yeah, we got more Illusionist stuff coming up. All right. If you like that video, consider giving us a thumbs up. It helps us out. Comment and talk with us about what you think of these cards in the comments below. And if you want to see more of what we got coming up, hit the subscribe button. And that's all. We'll see you later.
Bye.